And we're back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 572. It's going to be another rendition of Saturday Smackdown. And our featured guest tonight is going to be Bat Sauce. He was the white guy that I found outside the Walmart parking lot trying to sell his mixtape to the black people. You know,
I'm Sicilian, so not
Wait,
completely.
You're right.
That definitely counts. Yeah.
And tonight everyone is playing D&D, the Curse of the Black Long Rod or something. Wait, that's me actually. The Curse of Straw or D&D and all that gay nerdy bullshit. We're actually Chads. We're actually like basically Giga Chads. We're gonna talk about some nerd stuff over here. And what's
you're about card games.
Yeah, actually true. And Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna have a collaboration with Hello Kitty. And I'm going to get a Dark Magician Hello Kitty collaborational little toy. That's the coolest. Yu-Gi-Oh! My little Hello Kitty. It was actually crazy. Hello Kitty sells just about as well as Pokemon does. That's crazy to think about. Hello Kitty selling almost as well as Pokemon. Crazy stuff out there. But if you guys don't know, I have not been doing many Eric Gillette attractive videos, not because I don't want to. It's more like I'm just really busy. People know if I'm dedicating time to a video or like several videos that day, it better be something I really, really want to make sure I'm dedicating a lot of time to, because that's enough content for me that I could just put out for a few days actually, and then just kind of get over to the next video. So I will be doing another Eric Gillette attractive video, be like my long-awaited return, and then whenever something big enough happens again, then I kind of just come out of retirement and do it again. And it's gonna be on the Rippaverse $5 sale that everyone is just having an absolute meltdown over for no reason whatsoever. Motherfuckers are acting like they've never seen a business in their entire life have a sale. Crazy.
MSK, I mean, it's clearly obvious. The walls are closing in and he's got to liquidate his stock because things are just going so bad for him. Clearly, obviously. I mean, companies don't do this to get rid of inventory to clear up shelf space in warehouses. That never happens.
Oh, God, man.
Yeah, just not every single place, literally ever
in your entire life. It's crazy that I factored in when it comes to like the Rippaverse is like people that have never thought, felt, or even did things a certain way only do them when it comes to Eric. Even if it means just defying how they've probably lived their entire life. If Eric July does it, it's automatically deemed bad. This is something where I used to talk about this on my original big channel when I was really popular, because we used to talk like buying and selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards because they were like the thing people did. So here, I'll just explain it to one really quickly before I cover what's in my video. Okay, so people kept saying, we devalue the collectors. Okay, so how would I explain this? And this is really, really mean. No one gives a fuck, okay? If you chose to buy something that you hoped and thought would go up in value, keep in mind what I just said there. You hoped and it thought it would go up in value. It does not mean anything if it actually went down in value or up in value. That's literally what is called a gamble. Do you know what this average people know what gambling is? Okay. So this is Ultimate Spider-Man. This is the black suit variant that dropped in the first initial wave of variant covers for this book, actually, right? So if I bought this hoping for it to go up in value for to resell it, okay, that's a gamble. That's an investment. Now, if they chose to reprint this and the value went down and I didn't sell it in a reasonable amount of time, okay, do you know who else's fault is that? Yours. That's just how this works, though. If reprints happen, which they clearly do, because trade paperbacks clearly are reprints of the comics that you've bought before they get collected in a collected edition. If you don't sell your stuff in a reasonable amount of time frame, that's your problem. Like, no one, I'll be honest here, no one really cares about collectors and speculators like that. Like, sorry to say, I mean, yeah, you're spending money, but you're not really there for, like, I would say a reason that would make sense long term. Like, that's just how that's always worked, though. And just because you would say it depreciated in value, that's not how value works. Value can also increase as well over time. And keep in mind what I just said here about this Spider-Man cover. This is a variant cover. This is going to not have as many printings as other covers do. Okay, so let's use ISOM number 1 cover C, for example. So, since people are very, very hard of hearing, I'll make sure I'll say this a little bit louder for people that are deaf as fuck. That is a mass print cover, okay? So, if you invested a lot of money into something with the clear definition of it having a mass print, you are fucking retarded. You are just stupid. That's just how it is, okay?
Well, that's the one you use to read.
Yes.
You use the mass cover one to read. The other releases for cover variants is the ones that you save for as an investment.
Those also aren't the ones you invest into at all.
No,
Because
you don't.
they very clearly say mass printing on them.
Right.
It's like, it's almost like people just don't read it all, you know? And people say, well, he's reprinting ISOM #1 cover C. Yes, the mass print, the one you shouldn't be investing money into long-term if you think it's going to have any level of value. Like, are you stupid? Like, I'm sorry, some of you collectors just sound stupid. I've met better, I know collectors. I drop some real actual money on stuff, and they'll tell you all the same stuff I'm going to tell you. Why in the world would you drop racks somebody that says mass print? You just are stupid. That's your fault.
Are any of the collector covers on sale? I'm just wondering.
That would be cover A, B, and the one that the collector's edition, or if you
like not like it makes a difference. It's like it still doesn't devalue it because the second the sale's over with, well, then potentially it increases even more value since there's less stock of it.
So. Most of the A and B covers, especially for ISOM 1 and 2, I believe sold out. So all he had really was cover C's.
Yeah. And this is back when the Rippaverse first started, where he would reveal the mass print cover after, and I think it was Alpha Core. The fans told him to stop doing that. Like, well, it was pretty like, hey, he stopped doing that because because, you know, if it's going to be a special moment for a campaign, people don't really care about the mass cover like that unless it has very good artwork on it. And it would be better than, yeah. If it has very good artwork on it, it won't really matter, obviously. But, you know, it should feel something special in the campaign when you're going to pick up something. So he had stopped doing the mass cover reveal, I think, in Alpha Core. So in Yaira, they would all just be revealed at once, which is, I think, a good idea, honestly. And people have factor in, if you wanted to get the collector's items, Rippaverse Day was what, last month, actually, on the 22nd. So if you literally wanted to grab ISOM #1 cover A or B, which are the collector's ones that will potentially have resale value, you had a chance like last month to get them. If you ever bought ISOM #1 cover C for resale value, you are stupid. You deserve to lose money, and you're dumb. And I hope your wife fucking divorces you, and I hope your kids hate you for spending their lunch money on a comic book. Like, I'm sorry, it's not even just with this, man. Everything people do in life, man, it's my biggest pet peeve. People just blame everything else but themselves. Everything else. It has to be always someone else's fault. It's not that I made the mistake. It's everyone else's fault. And then I think the Drunken brought up just a second ago that makes a lot of sense too. And you brought it up too. Guys, newsflash, this is only for a week. This ends next week. By this logic, none of you could ever go to a Dollar General, a 99-cent store, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. None of you can go to those places now. Apparently, you don't like sales.
No. It's not items. And it's not so much the dollar store or the value places. You're not, and people that are criticizing this have no right to ever show up to a Black Friday sale again.
Oh, yeah,
Black Friday. What that is. Or Amazon Day. What do you think? The Amazon days? What do you think that is? That's exactly that. It's clearing warehouse space.
Well, there's no way that all these people are that stupid. Like there's no way.
No.
Yeah,
so it's just like they're intentionally like EVS. Like he's obviously intentionally trying to pretend like this is an issue for outrage, and it's just to me, and everybody can see through that. It just comes off super scummy. That's why I see it.
Yeah, Cyber Monday is like the biggest internet sale always throughout the year. And I said that, I think, in a few of my other Eric July Attract videos. No one's this stupid. You are purposefully, not accidentally, they are intentionally not trying to understand and trying to just have fake outrage over bullshit constantly. I can't wait to stress this enough. If you do not like this, you cannot go to buy any items at any place ever outside of a big brand name store or one that has one that rakes in millions and millions of dollars. So let's use 99-cent store and Dollar General, for example, since they're like the biggest ones. How do you guys think they have inventory? So here's how it works. That's why a 99-cent store exists. Basically, there's a guy that wants to basically get into the business of what Walmart does, but not at that level. But he wants to make a lot of money. So what they'll do basically is Walmart, whoever runs the building or whoever they get in contact to, like the relationship manager, will sell stuff to them that they can't themselves sell in a reasonable amount of time. Okay. And they'll just give it to them at a discount. Keep in mind what I just said there. Because you're still making money either way. He's gonna pay some good money for that because he knows he can sell it all. And then they know they have to get rid of that. They're gonna make money. Both parties make money. That's it. So at Dollar Generals, Dollar Trees, and 99-cent stores, all those items you see have come from many different places, actually.
It's like a car dealership, right? You have limited spots, limited car spots, right, on the lot.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you're willing to take like not as much of a profit on a car so you can get rid of it and get another car to fill that spot and make more money off that.
Right, exactly. That's model year changeover. That's why there's so many sales with the changeover the model year. You saw the sales when it came from model year 24 going into model year 25 this year. Yeah. All the 24-year models are highly reduced to clear them out of inventory and get them off the lots.
Because people have to factor in. I don't even know why people are this stupid. This is something I had to explain to people in the Yu-Gi-Oh market years ago on my other channel. You're still making money either way. It doesn't matter. Oh my God. I could have made $5. I could have made $5 or I could have made $6. It doesn't matter. You're still making money. It does. Value is a perceived thing. Okay, that's just how value works in general. So people in Yu-Gi-Oh will be like, "Oh my God, this card that I pulled randomly out of this pack that I bought for like $4 came with a card that's worth like $50. Oh my God, I sold it for $40." You do know you basically got that for free, right? It doesn't matter what you sold it for. You were gonna inherently plus, which is a card game terminology term. You're gonna make money no matter what. It is no bearing on you at all to sell it for anything higher. I just don't know where this comes from. Like, what is this? People have acted like they've never been to an Aldi's or never bought anything on sale. Like, are you stupid? There's places called thrift stores for a reason. I actually like thrift stores, actually. Barnes and Noble, where do you think some of their books come from? Goodreads. Here, people know what Goodreads are.
Look at it from a grocery store. One of the big discount grocery stores is called Aldi's. Aldi's literally contacts Walmart, Kroger's, all of these different grocery stores and stuff that is getting close to expiration that they can't keep on the shelves, that they either overbought, it's not selling. They buy it at a discount and then sell it at their place for a much lower price. That's just how that works.
Yeah. Very simple business stuff, right? And it's like them also preaching about like Eric July not taking a profit as the owner of the company, like as if that's some like weird thing that a company's done before, even though almost every company, the owner doesn't take a profit for the first couple of years.
Yeah. Sorry, freaking black.
Yeah, you gotta wrench my alt account there.
A fire truck was going down the lane. Black people were committing a crime outside because they're always doing that for some reason. They just can't stop committing crimes, right? Black people. Oh my God, they're Mexican. They're speeding. Oh yeah. Mexicans too. They always commit a lot of crimes. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, it's just. Oh, there's so much bullshit that goes on. And, society last week had said, you guys are still talking about the Eric July stuff. I was like, dude, it never stops. I don't know what planet you're on, but the planet that we're on, it never stops. It's quite literally every single day, 7 days a week, 24 hours, 365 days a year. People are talking about either Eric or people that are associated with him, like Gary and Jeremy and all those other people, just constantly. Yet, from what I've been told, their opinions don't matter. It's crazy how apparently these people's opinions don't matter, but yet there's a group of people that I promise you will not incessantly focus on their opinions constantly, every day, every hour, every half hour of the day, every minute. if let's say
can distract
neurotic,
them for a little bit though. Just
yeah,
give them an honest review on their stuff. That'll distract them for a bit.
let's say Eric July makes a tweet. He says, "I think X thing whole day. It's all we're gonna hear about all fucking day, every single minute on the hour. It is insane. Keep in mind, we're the obsessed ones. This is like the cult we're talking about here. Ridiculous. Holy mother of God! It's just this is stupid. Well, before we get into some stuff, Bad Sauce, how you been doing, man? Heard you've been getting into some arguments.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Just a few. I mean, I've recently been declared by Frog Tony's gay vampire that I'm the anointed riptardist. So I'm quite proud of that. It's pretty awesome.
When's the plaque show up?
I'll probably just have to jam some crayons or something together and fucking make something. I don't know.
Oh shit, man.
It's been crazy. It's just like
okay. How did this start though? I remember I saw your tweets going over B.A. Turner stuff. And I had Brett on the show before. Me and BA, we never had like bad conversations before. It was just that I had told him on Twitter, I don't hate you, but your opinions are just really bad. Like they're really awful. They're terrible, actually.
Yeah, he's really polite in a lot of senses, but I especially after this interaction, I just feel like he has a really bad ego. But yeah, I mean that was pretty much my interactions with him as well. Is like, man, he's just got really bad opinions, but you seem all right. No, I read his book. I think it's actually been a few months since I finished it. You know, work gets in the way and whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, but it's a fucking big book. I'm like, I gotta, you know, when I read something, especially to review it, I'm like, I gotta make it worth my time, you know, to help my channel or something like that. And I'm like, man, I don't want to like, because I really didn't like it. Like, I really honestly didn't like it. And I'm like, I don't want to like just make a video and just trash it and say how bad it is and whatever. I'm like, I don't really feel like there's going to be too much value.
That's the part that I slightly disagree with you guys on, because I feel like even if you are going to trash on something, that's still your genuine opinion. I feel like it was because like you don't want to. I'll say this. This is how I feel like things. Because like there are people that have that opinion. Everyone reviews things differently in their own personal taste. I've never myself went, hey, I don't like this movie, so I'm not going to review it. You know, because I don't think that. Because then, are you only just going to review things you like? Because then, I feel like it's kind of weird, you know?
I completely agree with you, but I also like just knew it was going to start drama.
Oh yeah, true.
Because like I've had some interactions on Twitter with him, just like trying to claim that his book is definitively like good and stuff like that because he's never heard anything bad about it. I'm like, well, probably because people are like afraid to hurt your ego.
Oh, true.
So I was like, you know what? I got a great idea because, like, I have like friends' books that, like, you know, if I review them, like, I don't want to give a negative review. So let me figure something out that you know, can make people happy where I can also be honest. So I'm like, okay, let me just pick a certain aspect of the book out and you know, criticize that, or you know, let's do a lessons learned from this aspect of it, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And of course I picked something that I thought was bad about it, which was a moral contradiction that I saw. And it's definitely a moral contradiction. I know that they're trying to be like, oh no, it's not. It 100% is. And yeah, and then he you know, commented on, well, my buddy said, hey, like, you know, good video on a book that you said that you didn't enjoy. And then he's like, weird, he didn't talk about the story or anything, blah 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 blah. And I was just honest. I was like, well, honestly, I told Kahuna I really didn't like the book. And then from there he just called it a smear, saying that I'm trying to be contrarian. And then after laughing at him, I'm like, I took offense to that because I'm like, I'm honest. And also I literally had people, like friends, review the video to make sure that it didn't come off as like an attack or anything, because that was not the intent. So I like literally had his sensitivity reviewed, and he still hurt his ego. So I'm like, all right, and he fapped it.
You know why that is? There's several things. There's nothing wrong with your video at all. I peeped in it for a little bit because you're like, you know, some people are very new to this kind of thing. So you know, some pointers here and there. This is one thing you have to kind of factor in, because society, he does a lot of big reviews on his stuff about bounding into comics too. People are going to assume your intentions no matter what. It just doesn't, even if it's comics, it's TV shows, movie, doesn't really matter. Your intentions are always going to be assumed. Oh, well, because you had some bad interactions with this guy, then that automatically means that what you're saying about this product is going to automatically be just what's the word I would say? Expected,
I figured, and I'm just
Yeah.
it's like I almost taken offense to you having a sensitive reaction and trying to EFAP it and try to
Yeah.
paint this picture that it's a smear. So I'm like, okay, buddy, I'll just do a full review on this, and I'm just like exploiting his sensitivity because I'm like, this is fragile, this is really gay. Like
Evelyn,
now I'm
what's
just gonna
up,
make
buddy?
fun of you.
How's the Matt? What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? I learned some interesting writing tips in your video review, Bat Sauce. I didn't say anything malicious about it, just helpful tips. Yeah, you know what happened? I actually bought BA's book too. I haven't got a chance to review it. I told him because I told people this when it comes to any comic or anything, I'll review it when I get a chance because, as you said, work, life, this kind of thing, takes your time up,
That's the other thing. This circle is a bunch of comic fans, and that doesn't really translate to novel readers. I'm a writer and novel reader, so I also just feel like a lot of people bought it for the book art, which is fine. You can do that. I mean, that's what the book art's there for, is to sell the book. So,
and as I say, hey, I'm not. Whenever I say this, I'm not trying to be mean. Comic book people are weird. They're just like artists are artists are straight up just weird people. Their opinions on stuff in real life is just really bad. You're just like, bro, you out of touch with life or something, But that's the thing, was when you kind of put a bunch of weird nerds together in a room, the opinions are just like, what the fuck is going on, man? Because the other thing that people had said about your video was like, I think it was the one a student of God posted where they were talking. It's like, first of all, Katie did. Let's be honest here. Women shouldn't be voting, and she doesn't have an opinion on comics anyway. Let's just go on, bro.
She said I was mean on Twitter.
Oh my god, the horror! The mean. He's that big old mean guy. It's women, man. Women logic. Hey, what did he actually say in the video?
Man.
Just fucking. Oh, he was just mean, and they were beefing. Like, she sounded like she's trying to be black with the way that she's speaking. It's like, bro, lady, you are a middle-aged, old white lady from the South. Like, this bitch never been into comics before. She said, I was into manga. Do you people know how disingenuous that sounds? When people say, have you ever been into comics, they're specifically talking about DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, not manga. Manga is completely different, okay? It is comics. That is Japanese comics. That's not what people are talking about.
Not according to book sales. According to book sales, manga is part of the comics.
That is the comics now.
Well, I'll say this, and I'm mostly a manga reader. But I've been reading comics my whole life, just not too much. But it's like, it's just weird how ingrained she is into Comicsgate for being the type of stuff that she does or knows and stuff like that. That's where I'm kind of like, what's going on? Like, I don't think really there's necessarily a problem with somebody being like a manga reader, being like, okay, these American comics are exciting me. I want to talk about it. But it's just like, it's weird. She's like got an in with the Comicsgate people.
She's a girl. They get free passes for everything. That's just what girls are.
She's clipping and making fun of Eric July. It's weird. The whole thing's weird.
It's crazy how she had that big meltdown with the Sasha sisters, and she herself has no problem with Riley or mint salad. You're just like, what? Wait a minute. Like she right there proves everything wrong with guys when it comes to this space. If a girl just steps in and shows any level of interest, even though she's not even good looking herself, she's like a 3 out of 10 for being real honest with ourselves here. She just gets viewers because she's a girl. That's just how girls just get a free pass for everything. It's just they all she has to do on stream and go, I like Comicsgate. There you go. That's viewers right there. Just how it is. Oh, and then another problem in the indie space that, because people don't know, before I brought the podcast over here at episode 500, most of it's on Rumble from episodes 1 to 499. When I was talking to most indie creators, even when I was just on Rumble, most of them had never had someone say they didn't like their stuff. So they didn't really know what to improve on because every single person just kept telling them their stuff is really good. If everyone keeps telling each other their stuff is really good, nobody can improve. You eventually do hit a ceiling.
I totally forgot where I heard it from, but looking at too much good criticism and looking at too much bad criticism could be equally as bad.
True.
Because you get too much bad criticism and it can, mentally fuck you up or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get too much good and it can just completely inflate your ego, and then you get like Hollywood elitists and shit like that.
Right.
So
Al says, I do a weekly show on indie comic outliers where I spotlight an established comic creator. the ones about mangaka or European artists have been enlightened exposes our flawed Western perceptions. Yeah. If anyone, I'd venture you go out and try to expand your mind on stuff from like the East. Your brain will just explode with different levels of knowledge and perceptions you've never even heard of. Actually, especially with the work ethic thing. So people know you know manga, so you know what I'm talking about. Remember
I lived in
Taikubo?
Japan for 2 years as well.
Remember Taikubo, the guy who created Bleach? How many hours he dedicated to just getting Bleach done? People to be like, well, didn't Shonen Jump treat him bad? No. That's not what I'm bringing up. What I'm going to bring up specifically is his work ethic. He sacrificed everything to make sure Bleach was done weekly, every single week. And that meant that this man had 5 hours of free time a week. Most of that's probably dedicated to sleeping, maybe talking to a girlfriend here and there. That's it. Okay.
Too much, though.
Yeah. And then people say, but like, I don't want to dedicate. If you don't want to dedicate all the time to doing it, you don't want it bad enough. The only reason why people get outworked in life is because someone outworks them because they want it more. That's it. If people want to take their free time to get my art done because my quality, all right, cool. Then you're going to get passed up by anyone doing it a quality job and doing it faster. Go ahead. Take all the time you want. Good. Go ahead. Let other people just pass you by. It's just how it's going to work. You know?
Society reviews. What's up, man?
He's black. I don't know if you guys can get along. They said racial appropriation.
I told you, man. I'm Sicilian.
Guys.
Yeah, what was it? Have you ever watched Yu Yu Hakusho?
I have. Yeah, I love the show.
Cool, because I talk about it all the time. I mean, that's the best example where there's plenty of manga artists where it's basically they work themselves to death. And
one that just died last year, very famous one, Akira Toriyama, worked his ass off. Dude just put his head in the sand to make sure he was successful. A lot of these guys are like, but I don't want to do, man, drawing is hard. Sitting on a table and drawing. Guys, there are people in real life who move bricks for a living. You're drawing on a piece of paper. Shut the fuck up, pussy. It's not like a baby. Oh my God. There's people doing construction. There's people that'll wash trucks in 15 minutes with high pressure water hoses, actually. Oh my God, I'm drawing. Oh, so hard. Oh, I'm sitting in my cold room with my fan going on. Oh, it's so hard. Shut up. Fuck off. Artists are weird people, man. They don't understand life.
You mean both of your fans?
I'm a black fan guy and I'm a white fan guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going both ways.
Which one gets turned on more, the black fan or the white fan?
The white fan likes it more.
Based on size, and we know someone's a size queen. The white fan gets turned on more often.
Yep, I see that.
I think the black fan's attracted to the white fan because that's a fat white fan.
Oh my God. It was $10 and it was cheaper. Oh my God. I actually did. I read Salos PI. I'm going to be reviewing this very soon. If a student of God, subscribe to my comic channel. My comic channel, I've reviewed Eric's comics all on there. So I don't review comics on the main channel anymore. I made a separate channel for comic and manga reviews. This is the next one I'm going to review, and CS Johnson's Discord #1. And CS Johnson, another first-time comic creator lady, got her book out on time, and you can still go buy it right now. And go back her other new book, Discord #2. But I'm helping out a MILF white lady, so I don't want to give her too much clout, But
well, I mean, it's a standard pro tip #1, which is it could be considered criticism, is that the way to be successful in the indie sphere is actually put out a product on time and as promised after it's been funded. That will usually help your product sell and help kind of keep you having people buy more of your product. Just pro tip.
Yeah, you have to build trust with people.
Yeah.
And it's super difficult when you're like a nobody, right? Like myself. But where you're like, somebody like EVS, it's like less and less people are going to buy it because they're like, what am I going to wait 3 years for this one? Come on, dude. Eric, it's like, okay, like I might, have a preference of the story or whatever, but I know I'm going to get it on time. It's going to come soon.
EVS, you're not George R.R. Martin, okay? People are not going to wait 10 years for the release of your next book.
Keep in mind, no one reads that shit. It's the same thing I told Bat, and it was with Renown and LG on Wednesday or Tuesday. know, these people say, I have all these fans. No, you don't. You don't have no fans. No one knows you. No one reads your shit. They just back you because they like you, which is fine. If someone backs your book because they like, that's fine. Happens in life, right? That's whatever. But don't sit here and tell me your stuff is good and a lot of people read your shit and you have a lot of fans. That is just a lie. You have no fans. You have, I have fans. They're right there. just saying.
I will say for George, he hasn't collected money for the 5th or the 6th book yet. So
that's very true.
Yeah.
You bring up a very good point on that. Yep, he has not collected any money for that book yet, unlike someone else.
Well, actually, no, I don't know. Maybe he collected money from the publisher, but we don't care about that. He
you can screw over the publisher all you want. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, fuck those publishing companies.
It says, I think you're going to love Beast Citizen Road Warrior. That actually sounds really cool. That actually sounds honestly great. Just for namesake alone. Tank says, I just got done pulling a 9-hour day of grueling commission work. Think I got a blister on my pinky finger. Yeah. Dude, the legendary artist in Marvel would draw like pages a day to get them done. Just because people just don't want it bad enough. If you want to be successful, put your head in the fucking sand and get it done. Whether it's with YouTube, whether it's with comics, whether it's anything. If you want to do it, if you want to be successful at it, you're going to have to put out more work. It's just what it is, you know? Warren says Ethan has come out and asked backers to actually read the book several times. Yep, you know why? This is another thing too. No one's been reading them. Why? Probably because this is what happened. Two things happened. One, they read the first one, didn't like it. They didn't say they didn't like it because, backlash, as you mentioned earlier. And they stopped caring. So they only buy it because they just like him personally, which I don't know how you can do or why you would, because he's a terrible person, for being completely honest here. And that's just all it is, because no one talks about Cyberfrogs. No one talks about any stories, honestly. If you're using his, for example, no one talks about Cyberfrog. What the fuck's that story about? Some bees coming in and butt fucking this girl named Heather Swain. I don't know. Hey, it's all I know.
Here's my thing with Cyberfrog, and
she likes Froggy style.
I wanted to get it because I felt like it'd be fair to review his, especially after doing Eric July's and stuff like that. But first of all, it's on eBay, so that kind of just deters me already. I'm kind of like, okay, it's probably going to be decent, but I'm like, I'm never going to get like the third, whatever part of the story. Like, I'm probably never going to get anywhere near a finishing part of the story because it takes them so long. So I'm like, if that right there is the deterring factor for me. Oh, true. And keep in mind, like we mentioned collectors earlier, there are collectors here too because they want to resell it as well. So you have people that have, because Ethan has brought this up too, because why are numbers going down? Because what we just said, either someone bought it, got it, and eventually when they did get it, and they read it and they didn't like it. And people there's a reason why issue ones only do well, because that's your getting in point. If issue 1 doesn't make you, come back for more, then that's it. Honestly, the reason why sales would go down is because someone probably factored into their minds, why am I investing in this when I haven't even been reading this book at all? Eventually that clicks in your brain. Like, you have like a gym subscription and you subscribe and you're like, wait a minute, I haven't been going to this gym for months. I'm giving them money constantly. Sometimes.
Yeah.
The real big
services.
thing. Yeah, the real big thing is if he just has like another story comes out and it's just like an absolute banger, that could eventually bring in new fans and outsell the first one. That would be the ultimate point of like success for him. If he's able to like start to see like book 1 numbers again, which is possible, it's definitely possible. That's when it's like, okay, this is like super legit at this point.
Alzamat says the problem with CG is that there aren't mass conversations or discussions about the content of the books. Being honest here, it's probably because they're not that good. The reason why fans aren't talking about it, because people keep saying the fans get to decide everything, which is mostly true for being honest here. It's probably because a lot of people, when they finally got the books, they probably read them, just didn't like them. But instead of saying anything, they know the amount of backlash that they would get for saying they wouldn't like them. They just don't say anything, and they start parroting talking points like quality. These fans are talking about quality, and they haven't even read the books. They haven't read them, or they read them and didn't like them, or haven't said why they didn't like them. Yeah, those are my theories. I mean, I could be wrong. Black people are generally pretty wrong. I mean, Kamala Harris is always right. Dude,
you got people lying about the quality of Godlike as well.
Oh, God, man, I was gonna go on eBay and buy it, but people were selling it. People on eBay were selling it for like 110 to 175, and I'm like, okay. I've never spent. Okay, no, I have, but I was like 175 on that. Really? 110?
1/8 of the comic is black panels.
Yeah. So if he ever, I'll be honest here, if he ever does a another godlike campaign, I'll just do a catch-up tier or whatever. He'll probably fulfill it in 5 years, but whatever. Fuck it. Just throwing money into a what was that Fairly Odd Parents skit where the guy's just shoveling money to a fire pit? That's just what that is for me. Oh gosh. Nothing wrong with being a collector. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Enlightened fan, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Ribazine, number one, I'll throw number two. Yeah, people probably like the first Ribazine. That's why I don't sold the second one. It's really just all that is, kind of, when you look at it. Then you have, Two Finger Mandy, my favorite girl, Yeah, also another thing, flipping it for profit. It's also another thing that comes into play too. Society, what's going on, man? You look black. I think he's dead. All right.
Society.
Oh, can I speak now? Because you guys just been talking for like 36 minutes. Haven't said shit. So I just wanted to make sure that it's time for me to talk now. Is that
man,
cool?
You're allowed to talk.
It's all you. It's your show now.
I'm on your plantation. You
So and then now that the babbling's done, do you guys want to see an exclusive?
No.
So first of all, before we get into this, have you guys heard of the movie called Jackpot? It is a movie with John Cena and Awkwafina, two of the funniest people in Hollywood ever known to man, right?
Oh, just already take my money.
Just
They did a movie that's on Amazon Prime right now, and our good buddy Christian Toto, it literally broke him within like 10 to 15 minutes. I stuck it out a little bit longer and decided I absolutely had to do a review on this movie. So here's a review that you guys are going to see on Bounding in the Comics. I'm giving you an absolute exclusive behind the scenes. This is my review for the film Jackpot, which I guarantee you is more entertaining than the actual movie that you guys have to sit through for 2 hours long. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
Yep.
What is going on?
Katie, you won the lottery. And now anyone with a losing ticket that kills you before sundown gets her money. Legally.
Okay, that's murder.
Oh, not in California. It's just a chance at the big time.
Hey guys, Society Reviews here, my review of the film Jackpot.
Oh, you dirt-faced me! Oh, shit in my sneaker!
Oh my God, that was so funny!
I think it's because you look like a bulldog that like a witch cast a spell on and turned into a human. You ever get that?
This is a prosthetics machine. If people can't recognize you, you're a lot safer.
Hey girl, hey. What? Too sexy?
Again, another stellar joke. Boy, do you suck. Why don't you sew up that pussy and grow a dick? We might get a joke out of you. God damn it.
So like, does this thing follow the same rules as the movie?
Oh, Lord, I hope not. I don't think our legal team would allow for that much murder.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell yeah.
I need a hero!
I felt that too.
I'm pretty resilient to this dumb shit, but oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself. Fucking.
Not the heel. Jesus, Hollywood's gotten extremely competitive.
What the fuck you do? Break your funny bone and forget to set it? Jesus Christ.
What the hell was that?
You think I'm gonna kick somebody out of a movie car without a helmet? I'm not a monster.
Let's rock.
All right.
Yeah, 0 out of 5.
yeah.
So there you go, guys.
Quite frankly, it is time to deport the Asians as well.
Yes!
Okay, let's get rid of them. Aquafina, all of them. And John Cena, he's Asian enough. Let's go.
Oh my
John
God,
Cena would be
man.
very, very comfortable in China.
I heard about that movie coming out, and it just looks so unappealing. I saw like part of trailer 1, and I was like, nah. John Cena and Aquafina, even though that kind of rhymes together, do they? Okay, tell me, do they at least have sex in the movie? Does he at least put his 9-inch wrestling? No. What? They don't even
gross.
kiss. Do they even kiss?
No.
What the fuck are you doing?
There's no romantic chemistry between them
I
whatsoever.
couldn't think about.
Yeah. The whole concept is that she wins. It's some dumb futuristic alternative universe where if you win the lottery, you have to survive for 6 hours without somebody killing you and stealing your money. And that's the whole concept of the film. And John Cena is there to protect her because he just takes 10% of whoever he protects.
Even when they do different stuff, like they're making up different ideas for movies, it comes out like that. It's like, okay, guys, okay, I get it. In some areas you're trying, but could you try a little harder than this? Please. I know you can do a bit better. It's like, God damn, is that what I gotta look forward to? This bullshit? Is that gonna be on theaters or that's just going straight to streaming? Because that looks like
it's straight to streaming.
No,
they know better. They know better.
No studio paid for that.
Best part of that clip in the movie is when the guy said, did you forget to set your funny bone when you broke it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, that wasn't the movie, that was your review, which was much more funnier than anything from the actual movie.
Yeah. Like the only way I could sell that review is to show you the actual clips from the movie, just to show you how painfully unfunny that film truly is.
One of the parts of the trailer, the guy whipped the girl to her clitoris and she acted like she got hit in the groin. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude.
It's just like, oh, I felt that too.
Well, they are in California, so there might be some additional things down there.
Oh god! And speaking of Mark Wahlberg, James, Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry have a new rom-com coming out this week on Netflix. Actually, it's dropping. I think it dropped yesterday or today. We might check it out and review it. I don't know. Depends. You know, I have my wife coming over, supposed to have a lot of sex, so talking to you nerds is probably not going to be my best interest when that happens. But it just depends, honestly. Oh,
you better hide your wife. You better hide your white fan.
Straight to the trash bin with that. Oh god. Yeah, I saw her in Crazy Rich Egg Rolls, Asians, sorry. She was in Shang-Chi and she was in something else. And I was like, this lady's just not anything. Like, why are she's one of the worst actresses that they've pushed in recent memory. She's just nothing.
I mean, her entire shtick is that she's like a Brooklyn actress / rapper who's like Chinese but talks ghetto, like she's from the worst part of Brooklyn when she's absolutely not. And that shtick ran out very, very fast.
Oh god. Oh, I hate it, man.
Yeah, she was the bird in The Little Mermaid as well.
Yeah, had that terrible song that everybody hated.
Of course she was. Of course she was the bird in Little Mermaid. Yep. That's certainly one of the movies ever made.
That is certainly a movie of all time.
It's a movie of
the
movies.
director directed, the
actors
acted,
CGI,
the producer and the movie played.
Oh god.
See, she's known for her alternative hip hop because it's not real hip hop, it's garbage.
Oh god.
But, I mean, they keep putting her in like films. It's like she was in, what was that Renfield movie that was terrible last year, The Little Mermaid. She was in that garbage. Shang-Chi, they threw her in that movie. They put her in the Jumanji movie. So there's someone that couch somewhere in Hollywood is being put to good use because there's no other explanation to why she keeps getting put in
Probably
movies.
gives fantastic blowjobs, to be fair.
Probably does. Her mouth is pretty wide.
Well, I mean, she is Asian, so it's probably, you know.
I'm just saying, would you let her slub on your knob and make you come down her throat for a role? I mean, I would probably do it because I have no standards.
I mean, who else's throat would you? That doesn't make any.
Whoa. I'm just saying, she got a big, wide mouth. So, hey, what it do, honey? Let's do it.
Yeah, but if you see her teeth, though, I mean, she might just like give you a circumcision.
I'm gonna punch her in the throat. Actually, oh my god,
it's like, oh, what the hell? I'm Jewish now.
Her music is what I imagine a full-bodied heave would sound like. Oh my god. Oh, shit.
Have you actually heard any of her rap songs?
I don't think I want to.
It's not great.
Thankfully, I have not.
Thankfully, we haven't, because we're not like gonna try and off ourselves. Like the guy in your clip, I'm gonna kill myself.
We already survived the trailer without AIDS, so let's not like proceed any further.
Oh shit. MSK, why do you have to get so graphic with it? Because that's my shtick. You just walk into a girl, and you're like, hey, yo, body count. And she's like, whatever number, doesn't matter. And then all you got to say afterwards is like, hey, what's the chances I could be the next guy in your body count? Instant Riz right there. That's how you get the ladies, guys. Mark it down. That's how you get the bitches these days. No?
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works at all.
Hey, it worked on one girl. My anecdotal evidence is proof.
Well, it definitely wasn't that barmaid that you tried to talk with.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so here's Aquafina as a rapper.
No, it's a music video. Oh
no.
You
do it.
No, I can't get.
No one's gonna copyright claim Aquafina's music. You think YouTube wants that shit on their record?
Yes. That's copyright anything. What's wrong with you?
Lame.
I'm calling the police. Oh God. Oh shit. Oh God. Well, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys are mentally deranged.
We don't do it. That's exactly the point. We don't do it.
Oh my God.
By the way, she's aging terribly because she's basically my age and she looks like 10 years older than me, which is not a good sign.
How old is she?
I mean, she's only 36.
Ooh,
that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And Asian women, usually don't age that poorly. So
yeah. Oof. She's gonna be like Michelle Yeoh, except without being attractive. What was the other one? Ming-Na Wen is aged great for her age. I don't know if she's drinking vampire blood. I don't know if she's drinking egg roll sauce, but goddamn, she is aged great.
Sweet and sour.
Bad sauce. What about you? You got a girlfriend? How old are you two?
How old do I look? I like doing this one.
19?
Yeah.
I was going like 52.
Okay. You're 19.
I'm in my early 30s.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Okay.
I got a wife. I got a wife and a kid.
You got a wife? That's over. What is how 1970s you having a wife?
I know,
what
right?
the hell?
Yeah.
And a kid? Wait, whoa. Crazy shocker. You guys are having sex?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Fucking hell, man. Okay, so why do we have so many pussyfied dads out there these days? Dudes are just losers, man.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what the fuck the deal with that is, but that ain't me.
Yeah, I tell my girl, she gonna learn today. God, man. Hey, I don't care what people say. Women, when the guys have their friends come over, offer them something to eat. You know, when you used to come over to your friend's house, their mom would be like, hey, you want anything? That's flexing right there. That woman cares. It shows compassion. Women, all you need is your mouth, your knees, and your cooking skills, because your opinions are not what guys get you for. Just pointing out, if you do all the work, what do you really have a girl for? Just saying, you know. You don't get them for their opinions specifically. Oh, God damn. So where are you at now with BA? Did he just try to EFAP your other video or whatever?
He's got his friends are coming to White Night for him. So like, what was it last night? The night before, Tony did an EFAP with Richard of my review that I did like a while ago about Blood in the Stone, Blood in the Sword or whatever. And they basically the same thing. They're trying to like, you know, they're EFAPing it to point out how I'm a bad reviewer, to make the point that like I don't know how to review anything. I'm like, okay, sure. Like that the big point is like, that's just your opinion, man. I'm like, oh my God, you mean like a fucking review? Like, what the fuck?
Imagine giving out a review
with my opinion.
Your opinion, crazy.
What?
Oh.
That is not the approved narrative. You are not allowed to state that. Excuse me, sir. That is not appropriate criticism.
Well, because like, I gave him like a 5 because I was like, I didn't get the point of the story. I mean, like I understood the story. It's just like there was no reason to continue. It was just there's a little bit of action. The characters were bland, so I'm kind of like, why would anyone bother with this? And I was like, there's no hinting to like a bigger world, a bigger plot, or anything like that. You know, things that would make you interested to keep doing the story or whatever. And that was my opinion. Apparently, it's just like, nope, you suck. I'm like, okay, cool. I suck. Whatever. Like, like you look like you're white knighting for BA. I'm just saying. It's not a good look, guys.
And then you had Niobe Comics crackhead Larry. He was like, "Now I'm
Oh,
going to
he's
deep
you
dive
mean
on
Destiny's
this
cuck?
Oh yeah, crackhead Larry, homeless Larry. Not low. Oh my god, yeah, his name is actually Larry, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Niobe Comics. Yeah, fucking crackhead Larry. Oh
I completely embarrassed that guy. I mean, you probably didn't see
that
it,
guy
but
is
like,
retarded, man.
He's my little bitch now.
This man said kids can choose their gender, and it's like, okay, nothing you say matters at all anymore. Once someone says that, it's like, nope, you ain't mean shit.
The best thing was like I had already factually established that he was a cuck. So what then he did was he took my Twitter photo, put it up there and was like, anyone who looks like this is a cuck, and I'm like, the joke, right? And I'm like, actually, I'm in character. As somebody like B.A. Turner taking criticism like shit or something like that.
God, man. Now the comics.
No, what you should have said. Here's the perfect comeback to that. It's like, I may be a cuck, but at least I'm not a faggot.
Allegedly in Minecraft, said by the guy in Society Reviews on YouTube.
Hey, my brand is very game.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're on YouTube tonight. Huh? Oh, there goes that monetization.
It's crazy. We're not even monetized.
Well, it was good lasting on YouTube, but good night.
Damn it! I thought this was a Rumble exclusive. My bad.
Yeah, damn. YouTube.
Blah blah blah. Forget I said that.
I watch lesbian porn. I'm into the fraggots. I'm into the lesbians in porn compared to real life.
I love slackjaw fraggles. I absolutely love them.
Yeah. I've learned how to eat vagina through lesbian porn, so I'm doing good there.
Well, you're definitely not learning from your pillow, so there's that.
I'm definitely not learning from
my
experience.
pillow.
Hey, there is some do-it-yourself carpeting videos on YouTube.
Sure, MSK just going to the store buying some rice-a-roni. It's like, I'm gonna cook this at home and then practice.
Yeah, MSK's remind me of the American Pie guy, like buying a pie to learn how to fuck.
Yep.
God, man. Because the other thing that BA had said when it comes to independent comics, to be honest, he said like, "Oh, Eric July is bad for us indie creators," and it's like, dude, do you know what an indie creator is? You're independently responsible for your own success. That means nobody else is stopping yours because you're, keyword, independently responsible for your own success. Okay, no one's sucking the life out of anybody else's business except maybe you're doing something wrong, you're not cut out for it, or maybe it's just not your time to be successful. I don't fucking know. Good Lord, man. It's crazy. What else? Society, did you watch It Ends With Us?
Yes, I did, actually.
I'm watching that tonight. I'm watching that tonight. And we're going to be doing an open spoiler discussion for it tomorrow night at 8 PST with me and Gray. If you want to join in, if you want to.
Definitely will not.
What do you mean? Is it a chick flick? Because I love chick flicks.
Yeah, no, I'm already booked for another show tomorrow night. So.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, so cancel that and come over here and get paid. Lots of clout.
Oh, in clout? Yeah, no, I'd rather do a.
Hey, it spends as well as $1 in Bidenomics. So.
Oh God, man.
But yeah, no, I saw that movie. It's in dumpster fire of a film, and now everyone is realizing what a terrible, horrible person Blake Lively is, because for some reason she thinks that because she's married to what's his name, Ryan Reynolds, and BFS with Taylor Swift, that she actually has like some clout in the industry. So she actually thought that she can go over the director's head and make her own cut of the movie, and then try to essentially leverage the studio into showing her cut of the film rather than the actual director's cut in the movie. And then they ended up trying with 2 test screenings for her cut, and hers scored significantly lower than his did. So get wrecked, you dumb bimbo.
Oh, God. Apparently, there was an issue where the director had asked something because of his back problem, and she felt like that he was calling her fat. And it's like, anyone has a back injury, you have to ask that. It's a common, normal thing.
And apparently he's had like back injuries for like years. So this isn't even like a new thing, but he was like, he wanted to know exactly how much, she weighed. So that way he can properly train and not, throw out his back and delay the filming for multiple months. And she was just like, "Oh, are you fat shaming me?"
This is how you know she hasn't lived real life. Because people don't understand, her last big blockbuster tentpole was in 2018. After that, she got married to Ryan Reynolds, or before they started having a lot of kids. Because, most people would have sex with her if you married to her because she's pretty attractive. So she hasn't really probably
Does she
been
though?
around people for a while. So her first reaction being around people is like, hey, this person's asking me about their fucking how much I weigh. It's like, oh my God, meltdown. It's like, okay, what is wrong with this broad? There's no way she had a meltdown over someone asking her that. She probably weighs like 130 pounds, we're being honest here. But hey, white women, that's just what it is. Apparently she's like best friends with Taylor Swift, and I'm like, okay, that's another red flag. That's a pretty big red flag right there.
Yeah, so I mean, they're literally the most insufferable trio you can possibly like put together. And then there's like, here's the other thing we're talking about too. It's like this is her first film in like 5 years. So I think her last film came out like was pre-COVID. It was like the rhythm section, and that film was absolutely like dog water, right? So she hasn't been in an actual film in a while, and she comes back and immediately decides to burn her bridges with like quite literally like everyone. Why would you do something like that? Why would you do something so dumb from a woman who, if you look at her filmography, she really doesn't have anything to write home about. Like she got popular from the show Gossip Girl like 15 years ago, but as any kind of like movie that you know her from, her best role is In the Town, and that was 2010.
Never.
There was a movie. I think the movie you're talking about, the one where she's the love interest of that weird college guy who wanted to make his own college to impress her. Is that the movie? I think there was one.
Oh yeah, what was it? Accepted. That was like 2006.
She was in
that. Yeah, that's
Tell me about your wiener.
God damn,
that was back. That was back when Lindsay Lohan was still sober. You know how long ago that was?
That's been a while.
That's a throwback right there. Yeah, because before that, her last movie she was in was The Shallows. I think it's a little overrated. It's a solid shark movie. Nothing to write home about.
It's a woman versus shark. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
So.
That's
and then,
really,
what was it? That terrible Pog Fag movie, The Simple Favor. I mean, that whole
Lantern.
That's where they met.
She was Star Sapphire, people.
Matter of fact, you want another hot take? Let's take it even further than that. Remove Deadpool out of Ryan Reynolds' filmography. What films does he have to rave home about? There's a whole bunch of dog water in his filmography too.
He's got some good low key movies. I mean,
anything within the last 20 years.
Red Notice, Free Guy,
National Lampoon, Van Wilder.
Yeah,
that's way over 20 years.
No, there's some low key ones.
I'm reaching.
There's one where he like swaps like there's this whole thing where like the smartest or most important people that are determined for society, they have like a special program for them where they like get them a young body, but then it turns out that it's not just like an artificial body like they're told. It actually is just somebody who's like trying to get out of debt, which is Ryan Reynolds' body. But then like their minds are kind of like competing. It's actually a really good sci-fi movie. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I would have to figure out the name of that one.
He's known for Mint Mobile.
Yay. He also owned some kind of soccer team in England. So like, yay for that.
He did do R.I.P.D. That movie was terrible.
He's done a lot of terrible movies, like a lot.
Be cool though.
Aviator Jen.
No.
The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Okay, yes. I like Hitman's Bodyguard too. I like those. Those are fun. They're not.
Those are terrible movies.
Those are fun at least.
Those
at least you laugh.
Dog
right?
water.
It's
dog doo.
God, remember the part? So on YouTube, since YouTube is a time capsule, remember that movie where it's Dwayne Johnson and Samuel Jackson jumping off the building? Aim for the God. Apparently,
aim for the bush.
Aim for the bushes. A lady got so mad that they got killed them off. She just started storming out, screaming and yelling. She was like, "I'm not watching the movie in theaters anymore after this."
I mean, look, I got mad when Black Christmas 2006 they killed off Michelle Trachtenberg, but it's like I'm not gonna go do a rampage all over the theater over it. It's like,
dude, in movie theaters now, it was back in like 2021 for the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. People were like, they were filming themselves. I can't do it. No more DC. It's like, why are you filming yourself yelling in a crowded theater, annoying people?
Hey, be lucky it wasn't a movie theater in Iraq, because then they would start firing AK-47s at the ceiling.
Oh God. Oh, was he? He wasn't the other guys. What was he? I think he was in that.
Was smoking.
Yeah, he had a minor role in that film.
So what? Are you saying that people like his personality more than his acting?
I mean, he's not really acting. He's basically has like the same personality in like every single.
He does have the same personality. Yeah. That's what I've told people. Him and The Rock are the best at just playing themselves on screen. Like
the Rock just sucks.
But the thing about Ryan Reynolds is he knows it. He knows he really is just a one-note actor. Because I mean he plays that up in I think in the first Deadpool. It's just the whole point. He knows his looks and he knows that he's not that great of an actor. And at least he is conscious about that So
I don't think he's bad. Even though he does for the most part play himself, like I still don't think he's like bad. I mean,
yeah, The Rock is way worse with it. Actually, at least he's that funny, quirky,
The Rock,
white guy.
The Rock unironically released 4 movies in about a span of 6 years where he wore the same color shirt in every single film. Like, did you guys see that?
Baywatch, Rampage, Skyscraper, those all.
And the what was it? The Red Notice.
San Andreas.
Oh, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. He was in that.
He was
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay,
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Good old Ryan.
But talking about The Rock, he just scammed the army out of like millions of dollars.
I remember that. Yeah.
No, it happened very recently.
I'll have to. I don't defend him much, but I do have to defend him on this one aspect. So what happened was they paid him a crap ton of money, thinking that The Rock is going to get all these young men to recruit for the army. It's like, bro, not even The Rock can get people to join Joe Biden's army in 2020. It's like that's not all on him.
It's not his fault, but it was one general in particular because like even like the marketing team and everything was like, hey, general, like we have evidence that this hasn't worked before with the XFL. Why do you think this is going to work? And he's like, I don't need to give you a reason. And he just gave him millions of dollars. And it's like, okay, it didn't work. Recruiting numbers went down. Okay.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
I'll fleece the army, then go back to WWE and do a terrible match. It's like, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's the state. And then another thing, matter of fact, since we're throwing actors under the bus, let's throw another actor under the bus for his
Selena
lack of.
Gomez.
No, even worse than her. Dave Bautista. Can we stop pretending like Dave Bautista's good? Like, I don't know why this narrative is getting crafted out there where people are like, oh, Dave Bautista, he's the best wrestler turned actor ever. He was in Blade Runner. Like, he was great at, like, what? Dave Bautista, really? That guy, the dude from My Spy and My Spy 2, we're pretending like that guy has a range? Like, stop it. Just stop.
There's a lot of actors that are kind of one only really play one character. I mean, Seth Rogen. That's another one. He plays.
I barely even qualify Seth Rogen as an actor at this point.
That's true.
He's just an actor.
The movie.
He shows up to movies.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up in movies. That's about it.
The movie I was talking about before is Self/Less. Recommend it. 2015.
Like Seth Rogen would be like the perfect spokesperson for someone joining Islam. Like if you really want to just like join like Al Qaeda or something like that, just put Seth Rogen on a poster and be like, yeah, I think I'm on the wrong side here.
Dave Bautista. So people, it's crazy how one role can just like blind someone to how good they are. If you just watch the Guardians movies, you probably think like, okay, he's pretty solid. Watch Army of the Dead from Zack Snyder with him as the leading man, and that'll tell you right there if he can lead a movie. Just that movie alone. That movie is terrible itself.
Oh you didn't see Dave Bautista in the classic action comedy film Stuber? You don't remember that film?
No.
I thought Stuber wasn't too bad. I still think Dave Bautista's terrible, but I didn't think.
Remember how the Oscars tried to get Twitter to give their pathetic award show more views? That they had a Twitter Film Award section where they gave it to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Remember that? And so technically Zack Snyder won an Oscar. What?
For Justice League?
Yeah, back in 2021. You remember that? You were around? So the Oscars try to basically get more views. So they're like, hey, what is Twitter's most voted for, most popular movie? And they voted for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not even kidding.
I want to recount and I want to check how many were actually bot accounts.
There was rumors and allegedly that it was a lot of botted accounts that, voted for it. Or people with multiple accounts maybe had put in multiple submissions under the same person that did it.
Zack
Actually,
Snyder fans be crazy, man.
God, man. Holy shit. He's the only director.
Following the line, vote often, vote multiple times.
Like, He's the only director where you actively want to agree with the studio. He's just he's
like, well, you want art by committee? And it's like, well, in this case, I don't know. You're making a great argument for it.
But it's like Zack Snyder's whole gimmick now over the last like 5 years has just been, hey guys, I know my movie sucks ass, but if you let me release my cut of the film, I swear it's actually good, right? I know it may be 3.5 to 5 hours long, but I swear it's much better than the one you guys saw.
And then you got to factor into yourself, because his fans are like beyond stupid. They don't understand basic logic. If his cuts are the superior versions, then why doesn't he just convince the studio to release that version automatically? There's no need for the other version at all. Just put out that version. But they're like, but rules and regulations. That's what we were telling you when Warner Brothers was talking to him.
Rebel Moon was a marketing tactic. Like they did that with the intention, which is just like I really want to see the numbers on the director's cut of Rebel Moon. No way anyone saw that. Like nobody even watched that to hate watch it. Come on.
Yeah.
I gave up on him after Army of the Dead. Yeah, that's the movie. Yeah, Army
Darkness,
of the Dead.
You mean?
Army of Darkness, or what it's called? What the zombie movie? So bad, trash fucking movie. Watch that, and I was like, man, this guy is such garbage. How does this guy have as much fans as he has? It's ridiculous. He directed those 2 good movies, people said, which is Watchmen, 300, and Dawn of the Dead. People say are his best. Yeah, but like outside of those 3, I've seen. I mean, Man of Steel's not that good. It's like okay. Even if you want to remove like the Superman element from it, it's like an okay movie, I guess. BVS is awful. BVS is just bad, and his cut of Justice League is just long and useless, in my opinion.
Well, I said with Justice League, like my thing was like, is it better than the original one? Yeah, but at the same time, if you need your movie to be 4 hours long for it to make any sense, that means you're not good at putting movies together.
People had literally told him, I think, because people kept making this argument about BVS. They're like, why does the studio have to mandate it to be 2 hours? Oh my God, guys. It's very simple logic. I don't even agree with studios, but if I'm wanting to defend them on certain things, the reason why movies generally have lower run times between 1 hour and 30 and 2 hours, because you can book more screenings given how much lower time the screening is. So if your movie is 3 hours, you can't book that many screenings. It's just
not only that. But it's like when it comes to movies that are 3.5 and 4 hours long, there's only like a very, very short handful of directors out there that audiences are even willing to give a chance for the movie that's that long. So unless your name is Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino, when somebody hears that a movie is like 3.5 hours long, they're gonna be like, "Fuck that! I'm not watching that." Are you kidding?
Yeah, like when people said, "But people did it for Endgame," and okay, guys, that argument is so because there was build up to that. Even for Lord of the Rings, there's build up to Lord of the Rings to the final movie. So yeah, the last movie is 3 hours. Of course, we're gonna sit there and watch it. Not some random buttfuck director who directed trash DC movies. No one's sitting there to watch that shit.
I mean,
like, come on.
As much as I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, watch the extended edition every time. But I remember watching the 3rd one in theaters, and I remember like a lot of other people being like, "Okay, come on, guys, is this gonna end?" Like, I don't think that now, but like I remember that just was way too long to be in the theater. It happens
when you're in a movie theater seat for that long.
You can't pause it. You can't go to the bathroom. You know.
Yeah. Man, back then, 2016. Remember the BVS hype was through the roof. BVS was so hyped, and it came out and it fell below expectations. But then, just like you tell, movie math was at its worst when BVS was a thing, because people had said. Yeah, because people had said BVS made $860 million at the box office. It's like, well, that's first of all, it's not profitable because it's 100. I think Warner Brothers put in 100 to 150 million in marketing alone. The movie's budget is like $300 million. I'm like, guys, I don't care what that movie made. It had to make $1 billion just off the sheer amount of money invested into it. It made 860. That's a failure. People say
it was Batman versus Superman. Warner Brothers thought that, oh my God, this is going to be just even as big as the Avengers because it's Batman and Superman. We can throw as much money into it. We're going to get a return back. And then it only made 825, which, like I said, anyone who's, I think it was 874 actually, but whoever sits there says that, well, it made 874. It's like, okay, now factor in the money that they take to produce it and market it, and then figure out what your actual profit is. It's like, oh yeah, there wasn't actually any profit whatsoever.
So the budget is between 250 to 325, not including marketing. They said the marketing was at least about $100 million. Guys, that had to make $1 billion. But now you guys say movies that make $800 million are flops. It really just depends on which ones. When you do the math, if you're gonna do the math, that's how you know average people are so stupid. They only look at surface level. That's it. It's just surface level, and they don't care about anything else.
There's a lot of mouth breathers and knuckle draggers out there.
If it was 300 million, like it sounds like it made a little bit of budget, but not like a profit, but nowhere near what Batman v Superman should make. But like even before the movie came out, everybody was like, I remember everybody was just like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like they haven't even had like the Batman establishing movie. Like you can't start off with Batman v Superman. What the fuck is going on?
That is kind of crazy to think about it. I thought about this last night too. With everything that went on with the DCEU, we never got a solo Batman movie with Ben Affleck. Like he was always in somebody else's
Batman
movie.
actor without one, right?
Yep.
He's the only Batman actor without a solo movie. That's crazy.
Flash somehow got a solo movie, but not Batman. It's like
Wonder Woman got 2. Shazam got 2. Shazam.
Aquaman got 2.
Everyone got 2. He couldn't get 1.
They gave one the Blue Beetle before they gave one the Batman. Are you kidding me?
Yo, let me just say, Wonder Woman 1 was overrated as fuck.
Now it's just us. I'd want to just fuck.
I'm sorry, I'm just being honest.
No, that movie fell apart in the last act. So.
Oh yeah. Like it was decent, but it was not as good as people were like talking about it.
My opinion was the Ares, the actor that she chose for Ares is bad. Like if you know Wonder Woman lore a little bit, or you know who Ares is, it's a Greek. That was just a terrible casting choice for Ares. That's. I felt like if
you should have had somebody just a little bit younger,
a little bit younger, buffer.
Not someone who looks like a rebel rouser from 1920s
no,
England.
Man, that was a porn actor. That was a porn actor with a mustache on. Oh, so this is the thing. Keep in mind, it's not just about budget and marketing. Theaters get their cut. Domestically, every theater will get a cut. You have to pay to distribute it. Then every theater in China, all the theaters worldwide, all get a cut. The movie, based off just the money invested into it, would have had to have made like $1 billion, 200 million. Basically, what Deadpool will
basically what you have to understand is that every like dollar that is generated from the box office, not every single dollar goes directly to the studio, because obviously the movie theaters have to give their cut, distributors have to get their cut too. So even if a film made like $800 million, let's say realistically, the studio's probably only going to take about like say 60 to 70% of that. Then you have to factor in what they spend in on marketing and on production.
Marketing is automatically written off as a loss because you can't make that up. Yeah. And then people said, well, won't they just make their money back on the DVD sales? The studio only benefits from that.
Do people still buy DVDs?
Who buy DVDs? Like 4K steelbooks, all that gay shit. Like who? People said, now, might sound a little controversial, and I don't mind physical media. Keep in mind, physical media, I think that's good. But let's not gaslight our brains into thinking that every single time you went into a Target or a Walmart or a Best Buy, there weren't racks and racks filled with 4K movies there. But online, people will go, but like my physical media, I can't. I live in California, so it's a big state. I can tell you how many times I've walked into big box retailers, DVD racks were stacked. Nobody was buying that. It's the same thing with like the DC movies and everything. People said, well, we'll go to the theaters and support DC movies. Crowds are empty. That's the same thing with physical media. Every single time I went into any place and checked the DVD section, it was always filled. I don't know if people were buying physical media as much as they say they were. I think they were just capping out their ass. But
now, should people be buying physical media? Probably so, considering the fact that all these streaming services, just like those, the PlayStation fanboys a few years ago who found out that hey, by the way, we're getting rid of everything that you guys bought for the last 15 years, but I bought it. Did you know? Did you really?
Scammed people. That is actually scammed.
They straight up fleeced those fanboys.
They tried to do.
I bought this movie 14 years ago on my PSN account. I was like, oh well.
They tried doing it with the Helldivers too. They're like, we're gonna connect your PSN accounts. Like, other countries don't have that. So if they bought the game and played it, they can't have access to it anymore. Oh well. Like, no, you can't just straight up scam people. What the fuck?
Well, that's because when it comes to digital, you're not actually buying a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're just renting it at full price. It can be pulled at any time, especially when it comes to movies or music from these platforms that you supposedly buy it from. Well, yes, they have the rights to be able to sell it, but if the studio pulls it from the library of, let's say, Sony, well, guess what? You now lose access to it because you don't own it.
And Deadpool Wolverine beating Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix had said something about it. I think someone did. Yeah. Todd Phillips did. He said, we knew it was going to be big, but not this too much. Hey, Deadpool was already a box office hit character by himself. You add in Wolverine, it's just going to get you $1 billion. That's just what it was,
It's going to
honestly.
break 1.1 billion this weekend.
Actually, this is the money that BVS was supposed to do. Marvel did a team up, $1 billion people, with some of their biggest popular characters. DC couldn't even do it with Batman and Superman. Isn't that fucking insane? They got beaten by Deadpool and Wolverine.
But the problem with DC is that it was so clearly inauthentic because they were only doing that because they were clearly trying to catch up with what Marvel was doing, and they didn't bother to lay out a plan or see it through. Just like how can we establish enough of these characters so that we can just do our own Justice League movie in a few years? It's like, I don't know, let's introduce Cyborg and Flash in a cutscene in Batman vs Superman, and then we'll just introduce them later on in the movie.
Flash drive.
And then you look at Deadpool and Wolverine. You got Deadpool that's been in movies, 2.5 movies. Not exactly that 0.5. Granted, is Wolverine origin, so it's not really doesn't really count. And then how many times has Hugh Jackman played Wolverine? That's a lot of back catalog and a lot of fan base to go and actually see a team up movie of these two. It's a little bit different.
Trust with fans. But yeah. I don't know. What did you guys think about Deadpool versus Wolverine?
It was a member-berry movie. That's really what it was.
I liked it for what it was.
Yeah.
I'll
say this. It's like, did you notice how like absolutely nothing in the movie will affect anything MCU like at all?
I think that was their role.
I think it was a rule.
Yeah.
I knew that was
it's retarded.
Yeah. So for me, the only thing that they had to do to tie it into the MCU was that Happy Hogan scene. That's how you would connect it to the MCU.
And the TVA.
And TVA, yeah. Just outside of those two things.
Yeah, barely, yeah.
Yeah, like outside of the only problem that I really have with it was like the story is just either not there, non-existent, or you just didn't care for it. It's mostly just basically what the other two were. Because I only watched the second one, so I can't really say what the first one's story was.
The first one's the best.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the movie, but the story was just basically not there. And the only thing I would criticize on it is just the villains. I thought the villains were pretty bad. Paradox and Cassandra were just bad villains, in my opinion.
Yeah,
honestly.
Well, absolutely. Like they try to have the emotional beat like that they do in the previous two, which they were decently successful in those movies. It was a complete miss in this one. Like the girl breaking up with him just made zero sense. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. And then the emotional beat.
Heterosexuality is not allowed at Disney, damn it.
Yeah, and then the what is it? The emotional beat that they tried to do with Wolverine was a miss. Like they told us about what he had did wrong. I'm like, okay, this is like the moment where you would show us how he fucked up. And also when they did tell you how he fucked up, it didn't seem that bad.
Because they didn't visually show it. In Deadpool 2,
yeah.
Cable visually showed you what would happen. And I like the visuals more than the telling. It just depends. Because, like, this is what
show versus tell. It's a huge rule.
This is what I explained on the open spoiler discussion when we had one for when the movie first dropped. There's no real reason to like this version of Wolverine. Not the Fox one that people like. This version of Wolverine, there's no reason to like him outside of, like, well, he wears the comic accurate suit, which is cool. I would always advocate you should wear the comic accurate suits. But this is a Wolverine that, you know, outside of like the funny shit he says to Deadpool, what is there to like him for? He isn't really
because he's probably wearing the yellow suit. I've been waiting 25 years for this.
Apparently, it made grown men cry. I'm like, okay, y'all are some pussies.
Yeah, the brown suit looks best though. Like he looked best in the brown suit.
Yeah, the outfit where in the universe where he fights the Hulk. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that looked the best. But yeah, I don't know. And then there was zero emotional connection with the the freaking villain. Like, what's going on here? Like,
she tried. Like, I don't know why
she
people
wasn't
thought
bad.
she was good.
It just
if you put her in any other MCU movie, people would consider her a trash villain. She's not a good villain. She's absolutely trash.
For me, it's the connection to the heroes. There was
Mhm.
none. Like there was a lot more heroes that they should have picked, or villains that they should have picked. Like, why not Sabretooth? Why make Sabretooth is a cool villain? Use him.
I thought they disrespected that character by killing him.
Yeah,
off.
really
I got the gimmick where it's a comic thing to understand what that is, but the actual you would be able to understand if you're a casual. But it's like I would love to see their dynamic there between them more. But they killed him off. I was like, okay, I guess
Well, that's and Wolverine has a connection, an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
Sabretooth has an emotional connection to Wolverine, so it's like, well, use that. Maybe he was involved with the thing that made Wolverine go nuts in the first place. Like, use that. Like Wolverine or Sabretooth in comics, like famously, like just bullies the fuck out of Wolverine in some stories.
Yeah. And by the time we got his backstory, and I was thinking, like, I don't know how they're gonna convince me of a backstory about this guy, and like, because it would have to be pretty big and contrived. The backstory's fine. It's he said it in a way where you're like, okay, but then you're also got to think to yourself, there's a bunch of humans came into the X Mansion and just murdered all of them, and it's like, and it's the point where he killed a bunch of them, so he berserked out and made the world bad, and it's like, a bunch of humans went into a building with Jean, Cyclops, Professor X. I don't know.
We didn't hear that faint theme song playing in the background.
It shouldn't be that like he wasn't there to save them or something like that. It should be that his mistake ended up resulting in their death.
Yeah, something like that. You know. So
do you think that it to kind of like tie things into the MCU that it should have been Thanos that killed the entire X-Men except for Wolverine?
That would have been better.
That make a lot more logical sense.
Yeah.
Get some humans rolling up in the X Mansion with people that are telepathic.
I mean, if these guys were smart, they would have.
I mean, overall, when you really look at it, it's really the movie with the 2 injections of MCU for the most part was a Fox movie. All the villains were Fox.
Yeah.
All of the characters were Fox properties originally. I mean, that's the whole point why the reveal of Johnny Storm instead of Captain America, because Johnny Storm is Fantastic Four Fox property.
How are you going to go out like that too?
I don't think the Thanos aspect would have worked as much because, again, this is supposed to be that because of the stupid dumbassery of the multiverse with the TVA and MCU, the Fox universe is in a completely different universe.
Yeah. I would say
and remember another thing just real quick, remember the whole reason of even adding the TVA and the whole multiverse into this storyline to begin with is that they thought that this movie was going to lead into the Kang dynasty, with Kang eventually being revealed as the big bad, but because Jonathan Majors got himself in a little trouble in Brooklyn, they had to essentially rewrite that entire story arc out of the film because there was no way to tie this back into Kang taking over the multiverse now that he's no longer going to be a part of it.
And I guarantee you that's what added to what had to be reshot for Deadpool and Wolverine. I think the rest of the movie was already pretty much in the can, but they had to go back and kind of reconstruct it. And that's why the movie, I think, does at times feel a little disjointed. And that's because they're trying to fill in what they had originally put in there, bringing it much more into the MCU than what it actually did.
Yeah, that's why people kept saying, "Oh, this is kind of going to be that without." This is basically just No Way Home for them without, because I don't feel like this movie came in with the same level of hype that No Way Home did. No Way Home's hype was like really big, despite it being almost early pandemic was about to be done with movie theaters. So, yeah, I mean, we have to count on Captain Black Africa to save the MCU, right, guys?
I just thought Jean Grey too. They could have maybe put Jean Grey as a villain in there.
That would be kind of cool though to see her and what his
keep her as a villain, but don't make her fucking Phoenix again.
Oh, agreed 100%.
I thought you meant Deadpool Wolverine or make a Jean variant. I thought that would have been kind of cool to see how he would have reacted to a Jean variant. But what's her name? Is it Famke Jensen? Frankie Jensen?
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
Imagine the jokes too. Like, come on.
God.
You know, like Deadpool.
I mean,
can,
she's
like,
what 61 now, or is that?
What does she look like now, man? I haven't seen her in forever.
I mean, she was in a film. I'm not sure if you guys watched it. It was a film earlier this year called Boy Kills World.
Does not sound familiar.
Oh, she's. I've never known this. She's Dutch. I've never known that. She's.
Yeah.
Oh,
You couldn't tell by her name?
She looks kind of still. She looks decent still. Well, not that bad. She's aged.
Yeah,
okay.
she's almost 60, but I mean,
Hey, older the berry, sweeter the juice. You know.
No, I don't think that's the saying at all.
How do you know that?
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
I'm very confident. Like, wait, well, can I breathe this into being a saying? You got to make some new stuff for the kids these days.
Can I BS my way into this being a saying? And the answer
Someone asked me, "Did you watch the Craven trial?" I was like, "No, guys, that universe sucks. I don't care about it. I watched Venom,
but guys, it's Rhino. It's Rhino in the suit. Rhino's gonna fight Craven."
People are so dumb. Oh my god, people! It's
like, why is Sony wasting all of this time doing? Like, this is what makes no sense. This is why Sony is absolutely retarded, even though they have the rights to Spider-Man. They're doing solo movies based on Spider-Man's villains. And we know that they're without Spider-Man. So you're trying to portray the villains as heroes in the story in a context of a story that has nothing to do with Spider-Man whatsoever. And you wonder why no one's watching these movies.
This is what I've said for years. These are Spider-Man movies with his villains as the main characters, as heroes, without Spider-Man. So in your head, whenever they do a Sinister Six movie, you're like, wait a minute, weren't these guys good guys? It's just so stupid.
Not Madam Web fans, I take it, huh?
I didn't bother watching that trash.
I watched like 30 minutes of it on a plane.
Really?
It's worse than you could think. It's
worse than you could ever imagine. Oh no!
Hey, believe it or not, after I watched Jackpot yesterday, Madam Web has officially fallen out of my top 10 worst movies of the year.
Wow.
A lot of terrible.
No, it would have been
movies
fun to see with the Deadpool Wolverine if they had kept with the comic book accurate Wolverine.
Yeah, that would have been great.
What short one? Yeah.
Yeah, the short, stout one, that is accurate.
It also feels like they probably should have brought back the dude who played Scott in the X-Men movies too.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Marston.
Yeah, Marston.
Yeah, bring some respect for Cyclops as well. But I don't know. I feel like we got a decent movie for what it was, at least.
Yeah, I treat it as it is what it is. I mean, that's what the movie I went and saw is exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah, if you got a good, I mean, I still think it's a good, enjoyable movie, and that's outside of the story aspects. If you just minus those, I think you got a decent, fun movie there. But the thing is, like, dude, is this what the MCU like? I don't know how many more of these movies the MCU is going to want to do. Like, is this they're going to be their brand? I don't know.
No, they don't want to do any more of these. Like,
probably not. I guarantee you not. Yeah. It was just like it said Ryan Reynolds was insufferable to work with, but like husband, like wife, apparently, maybe.
Well, you want to know what the difference is, though? I will give Ryan on this one. Deadpool for him is his baby. So him really not kowtowing to Disney and Marvel, I would make him labeled as being difficult to work with. They would want to inject their stuff into it, and he would be like, nope, I'm not doing that, and refusing, and then gets labeled difficult to work with. Because he for 10 years was trying to get a Deadpool movie in production. So he put a lot of effort behind it, and that's why I think he got labeled as difficult to work with when it comes to Disney.
Well, we got to head out of here because I got to go to one of my movie screenings in a little bit for It Ends With Us, actually. So we'll start with outros with a Bat Sauce. I don't know, whenever you have free time, just to, try and have you on a panel show once again, actually. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we'll make sure to crush more. Anytime. Make sure to crush more indie creators, actually.
I mean, you're welcome. Bitches. You're welcome for having the anointed ripped hardest. It's a pleasure for you.
I'm sorry you have to deal with a bunch of EBS tards. They're just
no, it's fun. I love it, man. I love it.
God, beyond stupid, dude. It's like you're actually talking to legit retarded people that are online. It's that cancel pig meme of like that big fat girl who's like overweight as fuck with like 2 nose piercings and she has like no hair talking online. Gosh,
man, really Oh, yeah.
Byron?
Do I have anything to plug? Yeah. I got my channel, Bat Sauce. You should definitely subscribe to it. There's highly autistic content there. It's the best.
You say artistic or autistic? Those are two entirely different.
Both actually. Both. No, I definitely said autistic. That's the we're riding the short bus here, boys. Take a ride along. But I do an 11
as long as I get the back seat.
Hey, every seat's in the back seat in the short bus. That's what's so great. So 11 a.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, I do a live show. It's also open for guests if anyone wants to hop on, but I just usually shoot the shit, talk a little bit of news. And then Tuesdays at 9:30 Eastern, the Iron Seas, I'm on that channel. It's a show I do co-hosted with some AC Pritchard, Everly Music, and the Ultimate Kahuna. It's a blast. We watch, we talk story writing and we do some other retarded shit on there. So I highly recommend that channel. But yeah, that's me.
All right, Society, what you got planned coming up beside being black?
That's it. I ain't got nothing else.
All right.
No, like I said, I got those 2 reviews coming out for Bounding video format, so you guys go watch it on your own time later this week. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing the next episode of the Bible Lens podcast on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Last night, we talked about Alien Romulus in great detail with myself, Rob Motto, Culture Casino, and Cult Classic Cage. So go check that out on our channel there. And then every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., we do the Barroom podcast. And I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about a lot of things, like a bunch of dumb actresses being dumb bimbos with their dumb bimbo opinions.
Hey, yo, I'd let Cassandra Nova do finger stuff to me, dig all my shit out. I got to get cleaned out every once in a while.
Oh, that's the thing I forgot to mention, too. Like, there was no reason to bring her back in for the third act of that movie. Like, she served her use to the movie.
So forced, right? So forced.
Yeah.
She could have easily just killed them because she easily killed fucking Human Torch. She could have easily killed them, but no, she didn't because, reasons, plot armor. But that's an anime thing. It's that plot armor. People are like,
again, I think the inclusion, going back to that thing, I think her coming into the third act was rebuilt because they had to reshoot because of the Kang incident. I think that's the reason why. I think she was just to be in the void, and then that was all her role was going to be. But then because of what happened with Jonathan Majors, with the reshoots, I think that's why she all of a sudden now is in the last third of the movie.
It's a good theory.
Yes, Marvel all in on the Monkey Dynasty, and it failed them. Just saying, never, ever, ever all in on a black person. I'm not trying to be like racist when I say that. It's like, come on. They put everything on a black guy and it failed. It's like, come on. Everything. They put all their focus on that guy. And the black man failed them. Yeah, so much for DEI. Am I right, boys? So, yeah, just wanted you guys know what's coming up for the channel. So, tonight I am watching It Ends With Us. It's a movie with Blake Lively. And no, I haven't read the book because I'm not a raging gay man. I don't read chick flick books. That's just what homos do. So I'm going to do an episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater on It Ends With Us, then Alien Romulus when I'm watching Alien Romulus on Tuesday, actually. And you expect 2 episodes of that. Cloud9 Podcast is going to Rumble. I'm currently on season 3 of uploading it. When I'm done uploading all the seasons there, probably just stream it to YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. No more on Twitch, but just be on YouTube, X, and Rumble, actually. And then the Iron Man podcast and Cloud9 podcast are going to the podcasting platforms for the newest episodes. So just in case you can't listen and tune in live, you can just listen to us on whatever podcasting platform you choose to consume your podcast. And if Bat Sauce made your kids cry, that's good. They need to toughen up in life, actually, more content coming that we did on these shows. I just haven't had time to clip anything out because my AC broke and I had to go get it fixed. Actually, it's been pretty hot in here, and I've been having a lot of sex with my wife, so it's been kind of bringing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Why can't you just be a bro and be like fist bump, bro? No,
we're not about pushing fake news.
No,
we don't fist bump people after they jerk off. That's not a thing.
I wash my hands though.
Do you though?
Technically.
Did you even have soap in your house? I mean, you don't have a bed. I'm trying to guess.
I have a bed.
Do you have basic necessities?
I also have a black
he
fan.
doesn't need basic necessities. He has 2 fans.
Mm-hmm. 2 fans, no bed, no water.
No water? What the heck? How you gonna buy an apartment, house with no water? No.
Oh, probably.
California, you definitely don't have water, man.
What do you mean? That's Mississippi. Oh my god. Jeez.
They got the Mississippi River.
Yeah, what
They got
are you
water.
talking about?
Oh my god. That's clean water to you?
Filtration.
Oh my god. Just might as well go live in fucking Michigan or something. Oh
well, at least it's not homeless doo-doo in their water, you know?
I'm just saying.
Hey, you want to know what? Michigan water is good, just not in Flint or Detroit.
Okay. And that's pretty much it. Just want to say thank you to every single person that came out and listened and tuned into the show. We got a lot more content coming up. I'm going to be working on building up my comic channel, the Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and the other channel that I'll be talking about in my channel update video coming up very soon. We're going to be signing out, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll have It Ends With Us open spoiler discussion tomorrow, 8 p.m. PST with me and Grey Poupée talking about this recent chick flick. So we'll see you guys later. Have a great night, and thank you for checking out this episode of the Iron Man Podcast. We'll see you guys later. Have a great